101.7 KISS FM, Usher and Alicia Keys, my boo. It is 8:34, and we're joined on the phone by a guy I'm excited to talk to this morning on the radio because, Lori, it's pretty obvious. I still like to watch wrestling, and I'm excited about this deal tonight. TNA Impact Wrestling is going to go live, and we have Jeremy Borash on the show with us right now. Good morning, Jeremy.
What's going on, Brandon? Lori, do you not watch? We got something to talk about here? What do we got to?
You have to convert me. It's been a while.
Oh, well, if there was ever a night to convert you, it's tonight.
See, I think so, too. So let's talk, Jeremy, just because, honestly, there's going to be people who are going to be listening who are thinking, okay, I haven't seen wrestling in a while for whatever reason. What's going to make tonight different when Impact goes live on Spike TV?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag of things, actually. If you haven't watched wrestling in a long time, this is a great opportunity to check it out. We're doing some very cool things, and what we're kind of doing is taking the curtain, what we call pulling the curtain back a little bit, things that haven't been done before, kind of showing you the operation of what actually goes into decisions, and it's a very different approach. And last week we kind of gave our viewers a little taste of it, and it was very well received. Yeah. So I guess you can almost compare it to a little bit more of a reality show aspect of things in the context of a wrestling show. So it's very different, but so far the response has been just crazy. And tonight, speaking of reality shows, Brooke Hogan starts with us. So Hulk Hogan's daughter getting involved now, and that's going to be real exciting. I have no idea what she's going to do, but it's that's part of the fun of seeing something live. It's going to be everybody seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, and the thing with Brooke is, we've seen her on the Hogan shows, on the reality shows, but we've never seen her in an element where she's going to have to stand up in front of that live crowd. With the wrestling crowd, which is different than a music crowd or just a pop culture crowd, because a wrestling crowd, if they want to turn brutal, they can turn brutal.
Well, I'm a living example of that. I mean, have you seen me come out anytime? They just... the crowds that's what's so great about wrestling is that you can go out, not only, we've been to, your area several times, coming back actually to Memphis July 14th, can tell you about that in a second, but, what's so much fun about wrestling is you can just go, you can cheer the good guys, you can boo the good guys, you can do whatever you want, you just be part of the show, and that's what's so fun about our live shows, our interactive shows, and, it translates anywhere we go. Tonight the crowd's going to be just insane. We're live an hour earlier, so for us, it's a big night, and whether you're going live, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff, backstage tonight on the show. When you're looking at that camera, knowing that they're counting you down, and in about 5 seconds, 1.5 million people are going to be looking back at you live through that lens. It's pretty humbling experience.
So the shows over the last couple of years, for the most part, have been recorded and produced and all that. But I know because of doing live Memphis TV that it was so different whenever the cameras were going to be there and you were going to be live. What's the feeling in the locker room going to be tonight as those guys get there and know, here we go, one shot to get everything right?
It really, I was going to say everybody kind of gives 110% anyway, but when there's something about, not being able to take it back. That's why those pay-per-views are so exciting, because once something happens, it can't be fixed in post-production. It can't be cleaned up as it is so often in television these days. What happens, and I think in a lot of ways that brings out the best in everybody. I know myself personally, I love doing live stuff. I'd rather do live, every week. So we're going to be live through the summer on Spike, and this is kind of our big summer kickoff tonight. And the show is going to start off with our world champion Bobby Roode going one-on-one with Sting. And it's going to be a lumberjack match, so that's how we're coming up live, right at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah, and Bobby Roode's a guy that we paid attention to lately who's really blossomed over the course of the last few weeks. And my favorite character in the entire industry right now is James Storm. I think he relates, especially to people down here, beer-drinking guy wants to wear the cowboy hat.
I think I have been out with James Storm in Jonesboro before, and I got to tell you, I think he loves the city more than the city loves him. We've had a good time there, no question about it. So he's a really, for those of us, I live in Nashville, so those of us who are from this area of the country, we relate to him, and he's a great performer. Been with us since day one in TNA. We're coming up on 10 years now, so it's our big anniversary show in 2 weeks, and Slammiversary it's called. So as part of that, though, everything evolves, and tonight's just the next evolution for us, going live an hour earlier, 2 hours completely live on Spike TV. It's just going to be such a cool night. We're looking forward to it.
What's great about your roster, too? When you look at the roster of talent, you guys really have almost like the roster that WCW had at one point, where you had the big stars that everybody knows, the familiar names. You have the young guys who are really doing the great stuff, the athletic stuff, and I think that's the thing that really makes TNA Impact Wrestling stand out. opposed from some of the other things out there is because you have Hulk Hogan on the show. You have guys like Kurt Angle, who actually cut his teeth in Memphis and Jonesboro and Blytheville in this area. Guys like Jeff Hardy.
You know, too, Brandon, Kurt Angle is sitting about 15 feet from me here in the airport. I may go over. I may get his attention. He's on the phone right now, but I may go throw him on the air. Throw the phone at him here.
You know what's cool about Kurt? I don't know if if we can talk about this. When he came to Memphis, I was actually his first manager. We were doing a thing where he came in as the Olympic hero, and I was fighting against the bad guy crew, and Kurt Angle was the guy that we brought in. Of course, he was working for another company at the time. But
wait, so you used to manage him?
Yeah, and we actually
you're entitled to the millions of dollars he's made.
That's where I'm going with this.
I think you got at least something coming, Brandon. I mean, you got something, a residual something coming.
There's got to be something.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have this whole list of these guys who are great athletes and these great superstars. Is there one guy that's like the future that you can see that's not there right now, but man, you see him crawling and fighting, the people are reacting to him? Is there somebody we need to be looking at?
Yeah, well, there's a couple guys. Austin Aries, I think, is the first guy that comes to mind. He's really different. He's a different kind of wrestler. He's has a just innovative style. He's a weird dude to begin with. I don't want to say weird, but I mean, you don't find a lot of wrestlers, backstage that are staunch vegetarians and that go to catering and demand other meals. And, it's different. Usually, they're just big red meat eaters. And this guy's just very particular about everything he does. And his style, he's, 1,000,000% confident. There's a lot of guys. AJ Styles, obviously, if you've never seen him before, he's a TNA original that's been around 10 years and is just more crazier in the ring and as innovative as anybody. And of course, then you got your guys like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, who's probably the biggest fan favorite in the sports history in the last 10 years in terms of, a cult following. He's got such a backing. And, there's just top to bottom. And tonight, we also got the knockouts. I like me some Velvet Sky, some Mickey James, we got a little mix of everything. That's what's cool about the show.
Let me ask you this about, as a wrestling fan, we always hear stories on Hulk Hogan. We know that you worked with Hogan back in the WCW days, but now that you have him in TNA and Impact Wrestling and he's helping to kind of stir the drink over there for TNA, what's it like behind the scenes? Because we're hearing that he wants to give back to these young guys.
Hulk's probably one of the most misunderstood in the industry, I think, in terms of, a guy, anybody that's such a top dog anywhere in any industry, there's going to be a lot of haters, a lot of jealousy. But, obviously the guy's been there, done that, knows what he's talking about. It's a lot of fun to work with him. I work with him really closely now, closer than I've ever been. And for somebody that used to go as a kid and, every month go see him at the arena when he came to town, for much of my youth, it's surreal working with him. But at the same time, just absorbing what he's got as far as knowledge goes. And he's really into it too. To see him so passionate about something is just really cool. So he's really kind of be part of this. I guess just kind of a different side of him. You're seeing how he kind of interacts with the wrestlers backstage now, and kind of our more reality show based segments that you're seeing on the show. So it's very cool. I think we're kind of pulling back the curtain, as I said before, and letting fans see how it really is behind the scenes. And this day and age is what they want to see, and it's very exciting.
I've actually seen him live, Hulk Hogan.
Where?
Back at Springfield, Illinois, Prairie Capital Convention Center. I was 22, so we're looking at 1988.
Oh, wow.
Was it Hogan and Savage, I think,
wasn't it? It was.
Hogan and Savage, yeah. Wow. Last actually, he wrestled in Memphis, not too long ago, and that was a pretty big match. So he's been everywhere. That's the cool thing about him is you really, and one thing that a lot of people don't realize, really and I saw this survey somewhere, something like in the top 10, maybe in the top 5 most recognizable faces in the world.
Yeah.
Think about that. That's insane. I mean, you got obviously the mustache and everything is very identifiable, but you go to countries where, that wrestling television is so huge and just anywhere in the globe, everybody knows that face. And it's pretty surreal if you think about it.
So, Jeremy, you're talking to people who are in the old Jarrett country, right?
Yes.
So what's happening with Double J? Any chance of seeing Jeff back on TV anytime soon?
Yeah, well, Jeff is an all-star in the ring, and he's an all-star behind the scenes as well. He obviously started the company, so he's the reason we're all here. Jeff right now is working on a lot of things behind the scenes and some initiatives. So we just got back from India. I did about a month over in India shooting a show just for the Indian wrestling company just for the Indian people, and it debuted to 17 million people on a Sunday night. So going over, and he's kind of initiating different things around the world. Our company is just getting so big so fast that we're literally jetting off to different places all over. I just got back from London yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So we're all over the world right now, and he's really kind of leading the cause. There's a big aspect to our company which you don't see on television, which is our international, all over the world. So we're doing a lot of tours, and he's really heading that up, and he loves it. Gives him a chance to get behind the scenes and do some business side of things too.
It's cool. So it's TNA Impact Wrestling live at 7 o'clock Central Time, Spike TV, 2 hours. It's going to be basically changing the whole presentation of the wrestling industry. So that's exciting stuff tonight, 7 o'clock on Spike. Real quick, let's talk about Base Brawl in Memphis, AutoZone Park, July 14th. It's going to be a big show, and you're going to bring one of the biggest stars of the last couple of years to Memphis.
That's right. Jeremy Borash will be there. Yes! I will be ring announcing the show. I will be coming out. I'll be welcoming the crowd. And, we will also be bringing Jeff Hardy's going to be there. It's going to be a Velvet Sky. I think Kurt Angle's coming. It's going to be a big, big night. Outside, in the summer, that's an incredible baseball park. And tickets go on sale for that tomorrow in Memphis. But what a great summer evening. Those ballpark shows we do are so much fun. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, man. Well, we'll get that information out there. And, of course, we'll be watching tonight TNA Impact live at 7 on Spike TV. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Bye.